What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of the Blue Brand, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the 2026 Rumble in Saudi Arabia, a huge WWE transfer, the USA Network's epic fail at a censor, the new ring mats for Raw's debut have been revealed, what happened after Smackdown, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Now, as always, we won't recap the matches, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good, as Tiffany Stratton finally cashes in. And while Smackdown received mixed reaction from fans about its extra hour, as they're back to now 3 hours, WWE delivered a last-minute surprise, as Tiffany Stratton finally cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase, defeating Nia Jax to become WWE Women's Champion. While WWE's booking of Ms. Money in the Bank has been weak since she won the all-important briefcase, you can be sure fans are willing to ignore this now that she's Women's Champion. The major question now is how WWE books her. Will she enjoy a long run, or is she a placeholder for veteran stars, including return veterans such as Asuka, Charlotte Flair, and Bianca Belair? But so far, Stratton has proved she's worthy of a push, including her ability to endure what should have been a career-killing partnership with Nia Jax, and WWE has a chance to elevate Stratton to megastar status. Number 2, what's Drew's game? Drew McIntyre is wrestling's ultimate enigma, not to be confused with Jeff Hardy's wrestling's charismatic enigma, but the Scottish Warrior can be transparent like glass, as he makes mission statements about who he's targeting and why. However, last night's segment where he hugged Cody Rhodes and said Cody needs a friend harkened back to their team, the Dashing Ones, which included a run as WWE Tag Team Champions. Drew has made it obvious he's targeting anyone aligned with Roman Reigns and CM Punk, so it's doubtful he's going to actually help Cody other than to set him up. Nonetheless, the storyline is engaging and full of potential. Number 3, another Paul Heyman classic. Paul Heyman delivered another promo proving why he's a WWE Hall of Famer. Roman Reigns' tribal council expertly explained the story between Reigns and Solo Sikoa, and where things went terribly wrong after the heir apparent Solo decided he wasn't waiting for Roman to step down. Paul's promo exemplified WWE's policy of making content accessible to everyone, whether it's a regular fan, a lapsed fan, or someone tuning in for the first time, which we're probably going to get on Monday. Number 4, WWE hypes tribal combat match well. Paul Heyman's promo was just part 1 as Solo Sikoa addressed Heyman about the high stakes between himself and Roman Reigns. Heyman's confrontation with Solo Sikoa furthered the story as Sikoa asked Heyman to hold the Ulafala during the match and bestow it on whoever wins the tribal combat match. Solo added a chilling provision that Heyman becomes his tribal council forever if he wins. This stipulation, as well as Heyman's reputation for looking out for number 1, added even more drama to Monday's match. Number 5, a reason for hope. WWE gave fans of tag team wrestling a reason for hope, and this was the second consecutive week where SmackDown's tag team roster shared the spotlight, from background players like Pretty Deadly to the current tag team champions DIY. While a tag match between DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns ended in a disappointing non-finish, sometimes that's the best result. Last night, it was the right call because neither tag team should be scoring any wins at this point. Instead, the WWE needs to give the fans more reason to tune into a conclusive match, preferably at a PLE or Saturday Night's Main Event. And the Blue Brand's new matte apron. SmackDown's new matte apron is a reminder of how seemingly minor cosmetic changes can enhance a show greatly. The new matte apron stands out without being distracting, and some fans and pundits are already praising Triple H for using it to honor the NWA's classic blue ring apron. Now, if only they could bring back the blue ring ropes, that would be even better. But that was good. What about the bad is number 1, Andrade jobs again. Andrade lost again, another reminder that while he can always be counted on for excellent matches, the WWE doesn't see him as anything more than a mid-carder. Whether this is a punishment for Andrade leaving WWE for AEW, or just the WWE believing Andrade is best used to putting over other acts, it's a disappointment for fans who expected Triple H to utilize him better. It's also bad news for anyone who beats Andrade, as a win over him is quickly becoming as meaningful as a win over Apollo Crews. No disrespect to Crews. Number 2, more KO attacks. Did SmackDown fans tune in late to the show, wondering if they watched a new episode or a repeat of Kevin Owens' previous attacks on Cody Rhodes? You have to wonder whether the WWE painted itself into a corner by booking KO vs Cody for the Royal Rumble rather than Saturday Night's Main Event. The prospect of 4 more weeks of Owens and Rhodes' pull-apart brawls is not encouraging. And number 3, an added hour of nothing. And did someone forget to tell creative that Smackdown was a 3-hour show last night? Well, the first of Smackdown of 2025 got off to a terrible start, with the WWE booking it like a 2-hour show, but adding filler reminiscent of the days when Raw's fans tuned out during the 3rd hour of the show, and this was normally down to boredom. While they ended the show with a huge bang, it needs to utilize all 3 hours or fans will start tuning out very early. Last night's SmackDown would have been a good show had it only been 2 hours. Now, there was nothing downright ugly, but things can turn ugly very quickly if creative doesn't make the extra hour meaningful. On the bright side, WWE did turn SmackDown into a 3-hour commercial for Raw's Netflix debut, so they do have that going. What do you think of the blue brand last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now, let's move on to the news. Now, first story looks at the 2026 Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. Atop of today's news is a report that Saudi Arabia will host next year's Royal Rumble. PW Insider reported the story, with Fightful Select adding that its sources claim that the show will take place in Riyadh. This is huge news as Saudi Arabia has expressed its interest in hosting a Big Four PLE. With continued rumors that the WWE may expand another PLE into a 2-night event, it makes sense that they will try it in Saudi Arabia. The WWE can use the 2026 Rumble, assuming of course it happens in Saudi Arabia and is a 2-night event, to see how feasible such a show is. The WWE has less to lose since Saudi Arabia will pay for the rights and the WWE doesn't have to sell tickets. As a result, if the show doesn't work out well, the WWE can revisit the idea later on. Now, it's important to remember that this is a developing story and we will continue to monitor it. Next up, a huge WWE transfer. Was Drew McIntyre's appearance on SmackDown a sign that the Scottish Warrior is bound for the blue brand? Well, according to PW Insider's Mike Johnson, it should be noted that the word making the rounds among WWE talents over the last week was that McIntyre has been expected to move from Raw to the SmackDown brand as part of WWE reshuffling their roster now that all new TV deals are kicking in. With SmackDown expanding to 3 hours, it makes sense that they would want one of their top talents added to the blue brand. There's no word yet whether the move is official, but it's been a topic of discussion at recent Raw and SmackDown tapings. Drew would be a great addition to SmackDown, and some fans are already discussing the possibility of Cody Rhodes defending his WWE Undisputed Championship against McIntyre. At the same time, Drew could find himself in the same situation as Cody Rhodes, at least if the recent rumors are true, a talent who works on both brands. Fightful Select recently noted that we're told that both brands will see talent from the others for a while, with some making a more permanent switch between brands. Now, do you think Drew moving over to SmackDown is a good idea? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, the USA Network Censors epic fail. Now, a new report from Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp has fans laughing, as Sapp tweeted, "Laughing my ass off at USA censoring Cash It In because it sounded like shit." While USA Network does have to adhere to the same censorship standards as traditional broadcast television, it still monitors content to make sure viewers and advertisers aren't offended. But is this just too much? Next up, The Rock cashes in. Now, The Rock is backing up the Brinks truck, as The Observer is reporting that Dwayne The Rock Johnson hauled in some serious stock from TKO Holdings. A new SEC filing released on Friday night revealed that Johnson was awarded 96,556 Class A shares of TKO stock on December 31st as part of an agreement where he returned to WWE in late January 2024, joining the TKO board. The allotment has a present-day value of $13,749,716.80. Closing price $142.40 per share. They added that the final boss will continue receiving stock throughout the rest of 2025 with monthly allotments. In addition, the filing states that Johnson owes 289,673 total shares, good for over $41 million in present-day value. Now, there's still no word on whether The Rock will appear on the 6th January Raw, but if he does, the current belief is that this will be at the start of The Rock's road to WrestleMania. Next up, new ring mats for SmackDown and Raw. SmackDown's 3-hour debut featured a stunning blue ring mat, and according to fans who attended the show, it appears that WWE also has a new ring mat planned for Raw's Netflix debut. WrestleOps tweeted, ahead of SmackDown, there was a black ring mat out in the ring which had the following logos on it, presumably will be used for Raw and Netflix. Fortnite in the middle, Riyadh Season, Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer, Cricket, Netflix, and Snickers. Is it getting a little too crowded on there? And finally, what happened after SmackDown featuring Vanessa Hudgens. And last but not least, the WWE Universe never knows what or who they're going to see after Raw SmackDown goes off the air. And last night's show was no exception, as actress and singer Vanessa Hudgens joined Cody Rhodes, the Usos of Jay and Jimmy, and Sami Zayn in the ring. Hudgens led the crowd in a yeet and reminded that anything can happen in the WWE. It looks like she's also going to be present on the Raw Netflix debut. There you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, as well as our review of the Blue brand. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.